There's a tension building up beneath the surface of everything you do. You feel it, don't you? The constant grind of trying to raise money, to find the right supporters, to gamble on the future with people who barely see the vision as clearly as you do. Crowdfunding, at first, looks like a game you can win if you pitch well, if you tell a good story. But what if it's way more than that? What if crowdfunding isn't just a way to raise a couple of bucks? It's actually a weapon, a lever so powerful it can shatter every barrier holding you back? Imagine using crowdfunding not as a hopeful plea, but as the ultimate force multiplier. Not as a scattergun of desperation, but as a scalpel, precise, terrifyingly effective. That is the level of power we're talking about, the kind that makes founders unstoppable, investors salivate, and systems crumble. This isn't hype. This is the brutal truth hiding in plain sight, waiting for those ready to wield it like a master. Look around. How many brilliant ideas have died quietly because the founders couldn't break new ground in crowdfunding? How many investors have stayed on the sidelines, bored, skeptical, unwilling to dive in because the noise drowned out what was real and actionable? The crowdfunding landscape has been turned into a cluttered battlefield of gimmicks, hype, and half-baked campaigns that promise results but deliver disappointment. It's a landscape designed to keep most people small, stuck in endless cycles of pitching, failing, pitching again. Why? Because the system benefits from your compliance. It thrives when you play it safe, when you settle for crumbs instead of taking command. But this stops now. Here's the raw truth. Crowdfunding can be weaponized when you understand that every campaign is not merely about money. It's about influence, movement, and psychology. When you grasp that your campaign is an arena where you marshal not just funds, but minds, emotions, and relentless commitment. This is where founders turn into leaders. Investors become partners in transformation, and professionals unlock the magic of collective human will. The key? Move beyond traditional thinking. Throw away rule books about best practices and follow the platform's guidelines. Those are traps, distractions, designed by systems to make you submit. True leverage comes from hacking the system, understanding the human vulnerabilities beneath every transaction. First, redefine your goal. It's never just about money. It's about leverage, the ability to bend reality through coordinated action. You don't want hundreds of small transactions. You want a critical mass of relentless advocates who see themselves as part of your mission, not customers who vanish after checkout. You want a network of firebrands, not fans. This shifts everything. Campaigns must inspire identity transformation. Your backers become your army, your co-creators, your most vocal champions, and they must be fueled by a fire that transcends product features and dollar amounts. You do this by telling a story that sears through their consciousness, not marketing fluff, but raw truth about why the system is broken, why they are trapped, and why joining your campaign is their chance to break chains alongside you. Next, leverage scarcity, not just of your product or reward, but of your vision's exclusivity. People don't buy things, they buy into openings, rare, limited doors into futures where they can be part of something bigger than themselves. This is where many campaigns fail. They treat rewards like trinkets, ignoring the deep hunger inside people to belong to the rare, the rebellious, the transformational. Structure your campaign so it's less about selling and more about initiating. Initiate them into your clan. Give your supporters status, exclusivity, connection they can't get anywhere else. The moment they feel elective and chosen, you've turned them from passive donors into fervent allies. Now understand the dark art of transparency without exposing weakness, because paradoxically, radical candor builds brutal trust. People hate being fooled. They sniff insincerity from miles away. But if you are openly raw about the obstacles, about the stakes, about how this crowdfunding moment is a singular pivot point, not only for your project, but for a whole collective shift, people will respond with an intensity that defies any algorithm or platform metric. Transparency here is a magnet for the radical few who are done with mediocrity, who hunger for the kind of clarity and brutal honesty that cuts through comfort zones and complacency. This is the silent code of crowdfunding masters. They weaponize truth as their strongest currency. Don't forget the power of synergy. The idea that your campaign must be more than just you shouting into the void. It must be a symphony of voices, talents, and contributions aligned with your vision. Co-create with your backers. Let their ideas become part of the narrative. This isn't just about feedback loops. It's about making your network feel like an extension of themselves. Let them lead in critical moments, highlight their victories, and make them indispensable. When your backers feel necessary, their commitment skyrockets beyond financial support. Suddenly, your campaign becomes a living organism, a powerhouse no single competitor or system can crush. Then there's timing. Master it ruthlessly. Most campaigns start too late or too predictably. They launch when they feel ready, not when the opportunity demands action. Timing is about reading the undercurrents of culture, economic shifts, and technology platform cycles. Know when your audience is thirsting for something raw, something rebellious, then hit hard, fast, and with zero hesitation. Timing weaponizes crowdfunding by striking when the iron is hottest, before complacency sets in and attention fragments. And here is the secret weapon few talk about. Leverage your edge network of misaligned brilliance. Don't just seek the obvious, comfortable supporters. Hunt for the rare, the misunderstood, the gutsy few who don't fit anywhere else but who carry fire that can ignite whole communities. They aren't easy to find, but that makes them priceless. When you align your platform to attract and empower these rare spirits, your campaign's momentum becomes untouchable. Crowdfunding becomes a force of nature, breaking boundaries and rewriting the rules. This edge network creates a synergy that multiplies impact exponentially, making you more than a founder. You become a seismic shift, a leak in the system's facade. Never forget, your campaign is a microcosm of the great rebellion against stasis and mediocrity. Every dollar raised here is a rebel yell against the slow death of conformity. Every share, comment, and pledge is a stripe carved into the flesh of a world that tries to cage creativity and silence brilliance. This is why crowdfunding, when weaponized rightly, is a revolution. It's the lever that the old guard never wanted you to find, because it shifts power from the centralized gatekeepers into the hands of the few who dare to be singular, dare to disrupt, dare to build fragments of future that others only dream about. The struggle is real. Your ideas have been overlooked, your time wasted, your brilliance minimized. But crowdfunding turns all that pain into fuel. If you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to break norms, to refuse the lie of comfort, to risk isolation and alienation for the sake of your mission, then this weapon can make you unstoppable. The platform is not a neutral stage. It is a battlefield, and you must fight. But fight not with noise and gimmicks, but with clarity, with aligned, fierce intent, with a vision so sharp it cuts through doubt like a knife. Remember, this is not about easy wins or shortcuts. This is about mastering the long game. Learning patience, being selective about every connection, and understanding that true power grows in the shadows of relentless effort and sharp strategy. Crowdfunding, weaponized, is not just a tool, it's a declaration. A promise to yourself and the world that you refuse to play small, that you claim your sovereignty as a founder, an investor, a leader. Everyone else may settle for scraps, but you will wield this fire like a weapon of maximum leverage and become a force no system can stop. The choice is yours. You can blend into the noise, fragment your vision, and stay stuck in the frustrating cycle of half success and dashed hope. Or you can harness crowdfunding's raw power, weaponize it with precision, and shatter every limitation holding you back. Harness this fire, align with your tribe, ignite your edge network, and own the battlefield. This is where true freedom begins, not the cheap freedom handed down by empty systems, but the fierce freedom of the rare, the brave, and the relentless. Because when crowdfunding turns into your weapon, Every limit becomes a door. Every skeptic becomes an ally. And every dollar raised is a victory, not just for you, but for the future you're destined to create. So get ready. This moment is yours, but it belongs only to those who dare to fight, to transform, and to rise above. Weaponize crowdfunding, burn bright, and become the leverage the world can't ignore. The future is waiting for the few. Will you be one of them?